It is time for the light heavyweight World Championship unification. You will see right away that Gvozdyk has the height and reach advantage. Both men do well when it comes to their power punching.
I left the light heavyweight division, Joe, in good hands with these young fighters. And
Gvozdyk and Beterbiev, round number one. What should concern each man early on?
You know, that's a good trade. He's trying to slow down Beterbiev with those shots. Nice little right hand over the top as he escapes. And guess which way he moved? He moved to his right. Moving away from Beterbiev's right hand. Beautiful combinations. That's exactly how you keep a puncher away. You got to let his hands go, and that's exactly what Gvozdyk is doing at the moment. Letting his hands go at the right moment.
There's a right hand to the body from Oleksandr Gvozdyk as he was able to get underneath that left elbow.
The middle of the forehead is starting to redden a Beterbiev from the punches of Gvozdyk that he's been landing right down the middle.
10 seconds, it's for the bell. It's for the bell.
Good start here in our light heavyweight championship fight. Off balance that time at the end, and down goes Gvozdyk. That is being scored a knockdown. That's short clubbing work on the inside. All three judges have been informed now that that is being overturned to a slip. It is not a knockdown. Well done by the Pennsylvania Commission. So here we are in a day and age of sports when every Monday and Tuesday morning becomes a national crisis over NFL replay review and officiating, and boxing in about 10 seconds solves a problem like that.
That's great. That's
Go
fantastic.
figure.
I like it a lot.
Me too, and I like what Gvozdyk's doing right now. He is outboxing Beterbiev, using his jab, using feints occasionally, landing combinations to the head and body. I love the fact that he's changing levels. He's going down to the body, throwing the jab down to the body, slowing down Beterbiev. Great boxing.
Backhand, like backhand.
A warning from Rosado. Beterbiev tries to close that gap. Didn't do any work, though, on the inside that time. Tries to come over the top with that power that he's known for with the right hand. His right hand will come from many angles, clubbing, sometimes overhand.
Over to Teddy Atlas to inform him that it was overruled upon review on the replay and it was a slip, but he did not like how Teddy berated Gary Rosado, the referee, coming out of the corner.
Okay, Bernard, that was the incident that happened at the end of one. You see Beterbiev now a little more free with that right hand, isn't he? Gaining confidence to step to Gvozdyk and let it go a bit. Gvozdyk over the top of that jab that time with a counter right hand, but Beterbiev comes back with a right hand of his own and lands a big right hand, and Gvozdyk ties up for a moment.
An exchange right. Yeah, I got you, Tim. Here's an exchange right here for both guys. Beterbiev landed a little bit with the right hand and a little bit grazing shot with the left hand. The referee trying to get control of the action, which is the right thing to do. Here we see that grazing shot on the inside. Doesn't want to allow Gvozdyk to be comfortable inside. I don't blame Beterbiev for that.
So a right hand from Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiev, 34 years old. Gvozdyk at 32 years old. So long amateur careers. Here you are, guys 14-0, guys 17-0. They say, listen, let's do it. Let's just get after it here and unify.
Both these guys want to be great. That's why. Hall of Fame fighters. That's what they do. They take risks.
You can see some of those right hands are straying just behind the left ear. As Beterbiev is willing to throw some most curling and looping right hands. Combination that time from Gvozdyk. Let's check in with Bernardo.
Mark Ramsey said, look, we noticed in that first round how Gvozdyk was moving to the right. So I told Beterbiev, cut off the exit with your left hook and he won't be moving that way the rest of the night.
Smart strategy, but you got to keep that left hand up as well, or else that will happen as Gvozdyk just landed. When Beterbiev won by a second-round TKO, he stopped Gvozdyk. He bloodied his nose.
Right. Trying to cut him off with the left hook, and occasionally he'll escape. Beterbiev.
End of 3 here in Philly.
You always do me like that, Tim.
Every now and then, man. This is a tough fight, man. This is a 50-50 fight.
especially in an era right now, guys, where a lot of young fighters and fighters in general, they want to define their own legacy, right, and try to make as much money in the meantime. These guys, yes, they're making the money, but they're allowing the fights to define their legacy and the risk that they're taking to define their legacy. I got a lot of respect for that.
Gvozdyk comes forward with a two-punch combination.
And Gvozdyk look like he's changing strategy now, throwing his combinations and bagging up Beterbiev in spots, letting his hands go. That's the key to keep the powerful man at bay, who is Beterbiev.
And Beterbiev will be a lot more effective, and I'm sure the fans hear me say this every time we have a fight. If he came behind the jab, he could hide his power and sneak something in there. But I'm not going to call for that tonight from Beterbiev because I don't think that's what's on his mind. He's looking to hurt Gvozdyk with both hands, and he's not worried about the jab tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and let Beterbiev just be.
But Beterbiev is eating some shots right now as Gvozdyk is attacking forward, changing the trajectory of the punch to the body and also to the head, confusing them with that.
And I think that's part of Beterbiev's strategy. He wants to bring Gvozdyk to him. He doesn't want Gvozdyk moving away. He wants to bring Gvozdyk to the power because sometimes Gvozdyk will lean over his feet. That gives Beterbiev the best chance to land that right hand.
Undefeated champions with unique skill sets, distinct styles, the thudding power in the right hand of Beterbiev, the boxing, the speed, the skill of Gvozdyk. Fascinating matchup. Gvozdyk puts together a combination that included a right hand to the body. And then Beterbiev returns fire in the midst of round number 4. Light heavyweight world championship unification bout.
Joe, that straight right from Beterbiev to the solar plex of Gvozdyk was a heavy, heavy shot. And I know Gvozdyk still feels it.
Our two world champions toe-to-toe here in Philly. End of 4, a quick break, and we will be right back.
If you be on the ropes, you'll stand up target for a big puncher. And if you lose concentration just for a split second test, well, you might have to pick yourself off the canvas.
Reminder, SportsCenter is going to be coming your way once we get finished with this Unification World title fight. Of all the reaction from the ALCS. That is coming up after Top Rank Boxing here on ESPN and the ESPN app. Round number 5. The rare occurrence of a light heavyweight unification title fight between undefeated world champions.
Seems like this is a more tactical fight for both fighters now. You see Beterbiev kind of stepping back, trying to, you know, look at the landscape right now and picking his spots to choose to attack Gvozdyk. And Gvozdyk right now is slowing down his offense as well. He needs to get on that jab and continue to work the body of Beterbiev.
Neither fighter are body punchers, but with the punch they do throw well to the body is a straight right.
You see that right hand?
Yes.
That Beterbiev just landed.
And there's another good body punch by Beterbiev. Here's the deal with Beterbiev.
This is the right hand to the body. This is a signature punch this round. It landed twice, and that hurts. Here it is again, right in the solar plex, and you see Gvozdyk taking a deep breath in.
No matter where it's aimed for.
And then
meanwhile, Gvozdyk firing back. And able to get away from a right hand there. And now tying up on the inside as Beterbiev lets loose.
Oh, he's rough in the inside, rough and tough. Bruiser. He's looking for any opportunity to land anything on Gvozdyk.
Out of Artur Beterbiev. The focus all week long in the pre-fight talk was the right hand of Beterbiev, the right hand of Beterbiev. And now a wrinkle being put forth here from his trainer. There is the right hand of Beterbiev, as is often the case.
The test is the variation of the right hands Beterbiev is landing. He's landing to the body, he's throwing an uppercut, and he's coming around the guard, and he just landed a straight right hand.
Round number 6, everything on the line
right hand
for these two.
Good right hand to the body.
And there's another right hand to the body from Beterbiev as Gvozdyk takes a step back near those ropes. And then he comes in with a right uppercut to Beterbiev, trying to time him, a clubbing left hand. Gvozdyk looking for a counter and punching between the punches. Combination that finished with a right hand under the left elbow as well from Gvozdyk.
About 15 seconds ago, that straight right made Gvozdyk get on his bike. That hurt him.
Yep.
I don't think he's recovered, and Beterbiev knows it as well.
No, he went straight back to the ropes, then made his way over to the neutral corner, and now he's looking for an opportunity, and he ties up and drives Beterbiev back. Halfway through round number 6. Boy, he really brings that right hand when he wants to pull the trigger, doesn't he? As Gvozdyk was able to get away from it.
And here's the thing, these fighters know each other way better than we know them. They came up in the same system. They only fought one time, but they knew about each other. They've heard things about each other. You know the guys that you're training alongside, guys that you are rivals with. You know the rumors, hey, this guy's a good fighter, but he doesn't have heart. Or, hey, this guy's a good boxer, but doesn't like pressure. Beterbiev knows the weaknesses of Gvozdyk, and he's taking advantage of those tonight. And the weaknesses are not necessarily what you see with the eye, it's the intangible. It's in certain moments, you'll see Gvozdyk give in a little bit, where Beterbiev hasn't shown that he's willing to give in yet.
Well, one thing that really sticked out to me, Dre, in the fighter meeting, Ramsey said that we want to see if Gvozdyk is comfortable in every single range. And I said, well, what range do you think he's not comfortable in? He said inside, in the pocket.
And Teddy Atlas just warned him, not too close when you jab.
Yes. Beautiful shots. Great exchange by both guys.
Yeah, but Gvozdyk got the better of that, and he hurt Beterbiev.
Good work there. End of 6 is heating up here in Philly. Oh, and a clubbing shot. And they're saying no knockdown scores. Well, you don't have to worry about bruising and punishing when it comes to Beterbiev. I mean, he throws punches on the inside where his forearm ends up behind the guy's head at times. That's why you see this stuff that has to be overruled, from knockdowns to slips. He's clubbing, he's awkward, he's thudding. He just comes in for demolition when he's on the inside.
Trey, I see a little bit of what you're talking about, but I also see Gvozdyk having his ways, having his moments. He's letting his hands go with combinations to the head and body. He's landing his power shots as well on Beterbiev.
That's what I just said. It's going back and forth.
This is exactly the matchup that we thought we would have.
But this is why a lot of guys don't take these kind of risks. They don't want to take these kind of fights. They don't want to deal with this kind of pressure for the whole world to see. Both fighters fought at a torrid pace in the 6th round. I think this round, both fighters are taking the round off. The last 30 seconds could determine who won this round.
Up jab that time.
Yeah, and occasionally gets popped with the jab, sitting right in front for a little bit too long.
There's that left hook from Beterbiev. Remember, Mark Ramsey called for that a few rounds ago. Right hand to the body.
Right
Once
there.
they hear that clap of the final seconds of each round, we get intense action. Look at the CompuBox numbers as they've been tallying it up, and the distinct styles and the back and forth, and yet look at how close. When we said it's evenly matched, here we are sitting in round 8, 89 punches landed from Beterbiev, 87 from Gvozdyk. Something's got to give.
Yeah, mean body shot from Beterbiev just a few seconds ago. A right hook to the body.
I think the right hands to the body have sort of been the X factor.
Exactly. It is the X factor.
Everybody was thinking the right hands up top from Beterbiev, but it has been the right hand to the body. And now Gvozdyk comes back with a right hand to the left flank.
Well, Gvozdyk right now got to answer some questions. That right hand to the body.
Keeps going there with it. Straight right hand to the body from Beterbiev.
No measure.
That has been targeted.
And you see the offense.
Gvozdyk comes with a right hand over the top against Beterbiev, and a 1-2 with a right hand that lands on the back end.
That's what I'm talking about. Answer those questions.
Here we see Beterbiev stalking Gvozdyk. Gvozdyk lands a nice jab in a right hand, and he gets off the center and gets out of harm's way. Jab, right hand to the side of the head, and he gets out of harm's way because you know Beterbiev, he's coming back with his own firepower, his own heat.
Hey, Dre, that's been his signature punch. The 1-2 has been landed.
And even though Gvozdyk will have a shaky moment or two, he's answering those questions well.
Gvozdyk comes forward, 2-punch combination. Tries to back him up with the jab. Final half minute here. Corner actually yelling it out at the end of the round.
Beautiful right hand exchange from both guys. Good defense from Gvozdyk there in the inside.
Good upper body head movement to get away from those clubbing shots. A series of rights and lefts from Beterbiev.
If Gvozdyk is throwing the volume, whereas Beterbiev is throwing the more thudding punches. I don't know what that was. I don't understand why he stopped for just a split second.
Nor did Gary Rosado.
Whatever it was, Gvozdyk stole a few seconds to rest.
Those are shots, that overhand right he got to be wary of. Throwing the jab, ooh, that body shot right there, that hurt him. You see the elbows get pinned down on Gvozdyk.
See, some of these rounds have been extremely close, but the body language of Beterbiev has been better than the body language of Gvozdyk, so that'll cause a judge to sway in the direction of Beterbiev because he looks like he's in command.
And then you get these combinations coming from Gvozdyk.
This is what happened earlier in the round. As that straight left hand came in.
He got hit with a body shot and
the body shot made him stop and get a breather.
Well, we don't get timeouts in this sport.
He sold that, Joe.
He sold it to Gary Rosado. He absorbed the body shot, and now Beterbiev, you can tell, senses things here.
He's
to
hurt
your
right now.
point, Dre. And now Beterbiev is swarming here in the midst of round 9. Gvozdyk ties up.
But see, that sequence right there where there wasn't really any clean punches landed, but they tangle up and Beterbiev pushes Gvozdyk off and then walks right to him and pushes him off again. That's almost the equivalent of getting hit with 2 headshots and 3 body shots. That's a lot to deal with.
There's wear and tear, the elbows on the inside, the forcefulness, the grappling of Beterbiev. He just comes across as the sturdier, stronger, more dominant force.
Body language.
Right now, you're right, Tess.
Body language.
Another body shot from Beterbiev. This is a clear Beterbiev round as he's on the attack on the inside. Remember, Atlas told him he doesn't want him there.
You can't let him
Here he is, Beterbiev's moving in, marching in.
Give me that other body.
There's a nice body shot, right hand to the body. Folds up, Gvozdyk.
And he pushed down on his head, Tim.
He's exhausted. That's a big right hand right there.
And Beterbiev is mauling right now. Right uppercut comes in from Beterbiev. 2 undefeated champs, but one's in control here in round 9 right now as he's backing up Gvozdyk.
He better tie up.
Beterbiev, he's not allowing him to. Beterbiev is not allowing Gvozdyk to tie up. He's doing the right thing.
Look at
He's punching him
Beterbiev.
to the head and to the body, and then he's pushing him off and walking right back to him. Great work from Beterbiev.
There's a clean right hand right on the temple.
Clubbing right hands. Remember, we described him as a little demolition derby. He's the WBC and lineal light heavyweight undefeated champion. But right now, he's a champion who's been hurt by another undefeated champion who's a big puncher. Teddy Atlas turns to Gvozdyk and says, make your body come back to you. Get back to it. But Beterbiev has been relentless, and there's a right hand that comes over the top to open up this 10th round.
Here we see him step to the side, land a grazing shot right there, another flicking shot.
But watch out here, still 2 minutes to work, and Beterbiev is so powerful, so strong.
Push down, push down. Break.
He makes a fight of it. Everything he does comes with that brawling, powerful, thudding, mauling kind of presence. Gvozdyk just walking chest to chest, getting a moment to try to recover and rest halfway through round number 10. Undefeated champions in a unification bout. Beterbiev getting the best of it here on the tail end. Right hand comes in again. Then a short left hand on the inside. Gvozdyk is hurt. Gvozdyk goes down.
3, 4, 5. How you doing? doing, champ? 6, 7. How you doing? 8. Ready to go? All right.
Still a minute to go in round 10, and here comes Beterbiev. He wants to close the show. Trying to become a unified champion.
Step back, step back.
Can Gvozdyk survive here and make it to these championship rounds? Short left hand, he goes down again. Beterbiev is dominating here. Second knockdown scored in this 10th round.
7, 8. One more chance, fight's over, all right?
One more chance, he says. Artur Beterbiev, 14-0 with 14 knockouts, is number 15 in front of him. Trying to come over the top with the right hand. That's it. It's over. Artur Beterbiev is the unified light heavyweight champion of the world.
Found a way to get this job done. And here's the end of the fight. And the ref sees enough. Knockdown number 3 in Beterbiev.
He is still undefeated. He is now the IBF and WBC light heavyweight champion of the world, Artur Beterbiev.